Chris Gleason. Chris, I got a comment on my X channel on this story. I haven't seen this anywhere else.
Shocking.
I wonder why.
Shocking.
Shocking. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So what's going on? 94 million. Is that the biggest we've seen? Or it's gotta
no, it actually isn't, surprisingly. What's sad is that there's bigger, and we're working on exposing the bigger. This is going to be earth-shattering as all of this comes out, because what it does is it reinforces the whole idea that we really have a purple party in control.
Yeah.
And that everybody's dirty, everybody's clean. We have effectively traced this back to its initial origins on all of the Smurfing.
Wow.
And the Republicans are usually late to the game with technology, and so but once they get it, and then they blitz scale.
So let me ask you, have you separated, is it this through WinRed? I mean, where is this from?
So it actually comes from two areas. One from WinRed, and the big shocker on this is it comes from a organization that was created by a Democrat, progressive,
wow,
by the name of Jonathan Zucker, who was the former CEO of ActBlue.
Is he related to Zucker at CNN? I wonder.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Wouldn't surprise me in the least bit, frankly.
Yeah.
But so the other interesting thing about Zucker is that he worked for the DNC for quite a while as
talk about a uniparty.
Oh, yeah. So, after he left ActBlue, he went and started Democracy Engine, and he did it as a nonpartisan organization. Apparently, there was probably a secret backdoor meeting, and so what we have seen is that a lot of the uniparty folks who have been standing in the way of the America First agenda, they're on the list.
Wow.
And, the people who are all about doing sound bites and tersely worded letters.
We're going to hold every one of you accountable. We'll bring you to the full force of the law, or whatever,
Yeah.
Just like after the Charlie Kirk stuff, I laughed,
Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, everybody's dirty, so everybody's clean, but you have to understand, how all of this comes into play, and who all the players are, and the roles that they've played, and, where they've been. And, my favorite thing is follow the money, because the money and the data don't lie. Politicians lie, lawyers lie, the media lies, but the data and the money flows, they don't lie. So
I was in Alaska for 3 years back in the late 80s and doing a lot of fishing. And there's a saying there, when you get a salmon on the hook, it's like fish on. Dude, you got to fish on here, man.
Yeah. So one of the interesting things that we have been working on is our AI and the models that our custom models that we've created. And so we're doing some really interesting stuff right now as we're formulating these FEC complaints. We are ingesting all of the data from the FEC on their enforcement actions. And what we're seeing is some staggering patterns of official misconduct, willful and deliberate indifference, and or straight out participation in this massive RICO money laundering enterprise.
Do you think it's all just at the end of the day about money? I
Of
mean,
course. I mean, it's about money. It's about power. But I mean, any money, any RICO operate. I mean, think about it like this, right? The best ROI of any investment on the planet, right? It's the purchase of a politician. Period. Bar
doesn't
none.
cost that much.
That's, I mean, and you're looking at an ROI in the thousands or tens of thousands when you buy a politician. And that's essentially what you have here. You have politicians bought using stolen identities of elderly people, financial structuring, obfuscation. I mean, it's everybody's dirty, everybody's clean, and everybody's making money, right? Because what you'll have is money gets funneled into these campaigns. It's then flowed out to various LLCs where people work as quote unquote consultants. And, I mean, and a lot of it is taxpayer money. Things flow in. I mean, you've got foreign money with this. So, everybody's focusing in on Act Blue right now, right? Well, you also have this democracy engine, again, that's funneling money into both sides. And then you've got this other one that MoveOn has moved on to called the Action Network, which is explicitly linked to the labor unions and the Democrat Party and George Soros and, an amalgamated bank. And if you go to the Action Network, their website, and you click on campaigns, political campaigns, and the processing of funds, they advertise right on their website that they take foreign donations. Wow. They can accept foreign donations for frictionless. I think it was like frictionless or reduced complexity and accepting the money. And I mean, it's absolutely it's a per se admission of criminal intent and guilt of what they're doing.
Wow. So there was talk, smoke in Congress about, investigating Act Blue. Did anything ever happen on that?
Well, my understanding is that there's stuff that is ongoing with that. I'm concerned, however, that Act Blue is going to be the fall guy for all of this.
Yes.
Okay.
We got you.
And,
yeah.
And
don't look over here.
And don't look over here. Don't look at this other money laundering that's going on here.
We just changed the name and reconstituted.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's dangerous too. I mean, I am a registered Republican. I've been a Republican since the day I registered to vote way back when I turned 18. I voted in all the elections. I am, Constitution first, God first, then Constitution. It's about obeying the Constitution. It's about obeying God. And so Republicans came late to the party. But now they're in on it full bore. And I'd hate to see what's happening here in Florida happen nationwide, because we have a lot of bad actors here in Florida that call themselves Republicans, and we can't give them all the power and all the keys to the kingdom here, because
I would call them cartel members in Florida.
The election corruption cartel.
With all the real estate money laundering going on in Florida, I think it's another cartel. Card carrying members are there too. A lot of the attorneys, I
mean, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
And Georgia's really bad too. That we just know because we
inextricably linked. I mean, in Georgia, we saw it there. I mean, we've been on top of the money flows into Kemp, into Willis, and I'm going to tell you the stuff that's going on right now in the Ossoff campaign, the stuff that's going on right now into Warnock's campaign. It's bad. It's real bad. Yeah. And all of it, a lot of it is tied to Stacey Abrams, Old Pack, Fair Fight, its origins, and Dara Lindenbaum, who we've discussed on your show a multitude of times. Her activities and her appointment by Biden to help conceal the election corruption and money laundering in Georgia.
Yeah. Wow. So you've developed AI to find a lot of this stuff. Is that so?
Well, we actually found, so we've developed AI to replicate our own processes and our methods. And now we're able to scale it at a level that was previously impossible.
Wow.
And so that's what we're doing right now. It just makes us more efficient. I mean, people can say, "Oh, AI is a magical and AI this and AI that," but at the end of the day, it's our own methods, it's our own algorithms that we use.
Your government doesn't care about you. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. It contains life-saving medications like ivermectin, Z-Pak, and antibiotics. Stock them before they block them.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
To catch stuff and scale stuff. So
in business, there, I think it's called the Big Mac indicator that they use as kind of like an indicator of pricing or whatever. I think we should have the Chris Gleason indicator. So the indicator for Conservative Inc. is which shows have asked you to come on, Chris, because if you've got all this AI that's finding all this criminal activity, you're getting phone calls, right?
I'm not, oddly.
Well, I know Emerald had you on, right?
Emerald has back in the day, the Epoch Times.
Okay.
They interviewed me a few times. My guy there is gone. I think that they were scared off because
you're a little bit too edgy for them, I think.
Yeah, I was. And the DOJ went after them for prepaid credit card use after we had exposed it there.
Interesting.
So that was the Biden DOJ. So.
So you haven't gotten a call from any of the big conservative organizations to come on and talk about this?
No, and I've reached out to a lot of them. Coincident. I just don't, I mean, it's not like they weren't copied on, people from their organizations weren't copied on emails or anything.
Yeah. What about DOJ, FBI? Any calls?
I did get a call from DOJ a couple weeks ago related to the election corruption here in Florida.
Wow.
So I got them some information. We'll see where and how that goes. As far as the FEC goes, maybe a little bit of resistance has been removed there. But we are seeing that they're still playing data games at the FEC. And based on our most recent review of all the enforcement decisions, I believe that the Office of Inspector General there probably needs to get in touch with me, and or I can just, when we're finished this project here, we can send a nice big complaint to them about what we've found and what we know has been going on at the FEC. So, because I'm going to tell you right now, what we've done is kind of unique to a certain degree. But what we do know is that there's a lot of fraud algorithms. I mean, there are companies that have been doing this for a long time. There's a company that has massive contracts with the United States government, and this is their jam, right? This is what they did. They developed this stuff, years ago. And I just have to wonder why they never caught this.
Yeah.
I mean, surely the fraud detection algorithms in place at Bank of America and Chase and Citi and Wells Fargo and Treasury and Palantir, they should have caught all this.
Well,
Visa.
we got booted off PayPal again last week. We tried it. They said, then they're keeping our money for 2 years, which is interesting. But
Pierre Omidyar, he does not like this. And Pierre Omidyar, I mean, who owns? Wait a minute, Pierre Omidyar, he was the founder of eBay. Who owns eBay? Pierre Omidyar. Yeah. Who owns PayPal? Pierre Omidyar. Where did the PayPal mafia get their seed capital from? Pierre Omidyar.
Yeah. Well, also, the banks, I mean, if we use our Zelle like more than once a day, they block it. And you got to go through all these hoops to.
Oh, I'm very familiar with our good friend Zelle. And, Zelle proved my point during my campaign, right? Mm-hmm. They shut me off. The first day I rolled it out, I did a push email to my email list, and we had 3 or 4 transactions, and then they shut it down immediately. Yeah. And it took me all day going to various financial institutions in person to find out what was going on.
Wow. It's amazing. I don't even have any faith there. I would file a complaint, but what's the point, right? I mean, nobody's going to do anything about it. But anyway, I know that's your MO. You've exhausted all the remedies and
in the process.
Yeah. Where's your cases going, by the way?
So the Florida Supreme Court struck a filing that I had done. It was an 80-page petition for a writ of prohibition under all writs. They said it was too long and it violated the court rules, so I had to revise it down. And I have to get that filed today or tomorrow. But it's going to happen. We'll see what they do. I think we've painted them into a pretty nice, tight little corner, and they're going to have to admit either they're using county funds to illegally defend illegal actions, mm-hmm. and that the judges are all because of all of the judges being materially connected as witnesses, victims, and beneficiaries. I get a new trial because everything is void because it's tainted. Wow. So that's the operative hope. We'll see if the Florida Supreme Court is going to do the right thing. I have very little faith in the judiciary at this point. I think we're seeing a full-on judicial insurrection nationwide.
Yes. Well, I know for a fact you're part of the No Sleep Club, just like we are. So how can people help you? Because you're like, I don't know how you keep going. You drop legal complaints, which take a lot of time to draft. You're like finding all this research. It's amazing. How can people help?
So if you go to my Substack, that would be very helpful, and subscribe there. If you go to immutabletruthelections.substack.com, mm-hmm. immutabletruthelections.substack.com, become a subscriber. It'll really help. It'll actually help a lot. So, because we have a lot more filings to be making here, and because the case is going to end up going federal for a multitude of reasons.
Wow. Amazing. Chris, we'll have you back, I'm sure. You're my go-to guy. When something happens, I'm like, okay, I got to bug Chris Gleason at 2 a.m. again. But he's awake. So it's all good. All right, Chris, take care, my friend.
All righty. Talk to you.